Hi everyone and welcome to She Rides, a podcast where women's cycling takes lead. I'm Saar.
And I'm Kristof, and today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
Guests joining us to share our story. Let's get started. Ready? Hi everyone and welcome to episode 74 of She Rides. We're the week after Mother's Day, at least in Belgium or parts of Belgium, because we always like to do things complicated, but also in some other countries in Europe, I think. So while we might try to look for another perspective on this podcast, so we thought maybe we should have a mom of a cyclist on our podcast. Well, I happen to know a very nice one. Hi Emma.
Hi.
Well, maybe before we get into this, you can introduce yourself and tell us whose mom are you?
So hi, I'm Emma Wolff. I'm from the UK, and I have 3 children, but my middle daughter is Imogen Wolff, and she rides with Visma Lisa bike.
Yeah, we do know Imogen as well. I remember I saw you last year at the tour, and then I was like to Imogen, "Do you want to do this?" And then we had the episode, and then already Kristof was like, "Would you ever be okay if we would ask your mom on the podcast? Because that's an idea that has been going around." And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And then we parked the ID, and then it was like, Mother's Day, let's check in. So that's how we got here. So yeah,
That's
to have
nice.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a super original idea we had. So it's super nice to invite a mom from one of the cyclists. Actually, I don't know if that's ever been done in a podcast. Let's assume it hasn't.
I wonder what Imogen thinks, though. She's probably worrying about what I'm going to say.
Yeah. She will listen closely to this episode. So let's start with the beginnings, Emma. Let's start with the sporty gene pool you passed on to your daughter. Back in the day, you represented Team GB in triathlon at the highest level. So back then, did you ever imagine that one day you would stand by the sidelines watching your own daughter race as a professional cyclist?
No, I can't actually say I did. I never thought that probably was going to be the case. But what I did know is I wanted all of my children to have a love for sport like I did. Growing up, I was never a great sports person, but I did loads of sport and was okay at lots of different things. And I kind of just wanted the same for my children. So I didn't care what they did. But as long as they did some sport, that was the thing for me, really.
Mhm. Yeah, like most of parents, I hope.
Yeah.
And how much do you think of Imogen's drive today? Do you think she was born with versus growing up in a household where elite performance was just like normal daily life?
Ooh, I don't know. I think she's always been quite a driven person. I think one of my first memories of seeing her watch sport was watching the Tour de France when it came to Yorkshire. And I maybe had a 10-year-old daughter, and she just smiled and clapped as the riders went by. And my son probably wasn't too bothered. And Imogen was grimacing and she was shouting, "Turn yourself inside out!" And she was
Goodness.
screaming at the riders. And I looked at her and I thought, where did that come from? And she was just so motivated by it. And I thought, yep. Yeah.
Oops.
So she's always been quite a motivated soul.
Okay, yeah. And I don't know how competitive the Wolf household was back in the day. Or was it like, okay?
I don't know. Maybe we were a competitive household. Maybe they competed between themselves. I think there was certainly some clashing with an older sister, a younger sister, and then a younger brother. But generally they get on really well and support each other. But yeah.
Okay. And yeah, go on, Emma.
I took them all to the Tri Club because that's what I was doing at the time. And Olivia went probably because she had to, but she liked it when she got there. Imogen just loved it and wanted to go every day. And Edward would come along and just do it and kind of like it, but it was a place I could take them all, and they could do running, biking, swimming. So it was 3 sports ticked off. So it kind of worked for us. But I think, yeah, it was Imogen's place, really.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And then were there like early signs back in the day, long before any of the results, that told you she was wired differently to other kids?
Well, not to
Some
start with,
nice
because she did.
story that Imogen might not like, maybe.
She did dancing, and it clearly wasn't her thing. With her sister and Jim, and her sister was good at that, and she wasn't so good at that. And swimming, she had to swim to be part of the tri club, and she found that hard. But running, she could run. And I remember taking her to the Yorkshire Cross Country Championships, and there was probably 250 girls in the race, and it was her first big race, and off they set. And I thought, oh, she's at the front, she's going to die in a minute, and she kept running and running, and she won. And I was like, oh my Lord, there's 250 girls here, and she's just won the Yorkshire Champs. And I was like, so she always had a very good engine. Yeah, very good engine, and she just liked to be doing sport as much as she could. Yeah, and I remember her during COVID when they had to kind of sign on for their lessons, and the teacher would say, good morning, and they'd be on their computers at home, and she'd sit in her cycling clothes, and she'd say, good morning, and she'd run out of the door and get on a bike and go cycling. Yeah, sometimes we had to say, look, you are not going out cycling today. It's not allowed.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, I've had to say that a few times. You've done too much. Yeah, or call her when she's on the bike and say, you've been 4 hours, come home. Yeah.
And how old was she back then?
I remember maybe she was 13 or 14, and she rang me from Sheffield, which is a big city near us, and said, I'm lost. I've been in this big estate for about an hour and I can't find my way out, Mum. I was like, right, I'll come to get you. But yeah, we did give her the freedom. She was always quite sensible though, but yeah, we let her go.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, and then like cyclists do not tend to be so flexible, so probably gymnastics and dancing was really, she was not made for that. Yeah. And then does it help, Emma, that you have lived in that world yourself a bit? Does it make it easier or harder to watch Imogen from the sidelines?
Oh, I don't know if it makes it easier or harder, but it's hard to watch. I think any mum watching their daughter cycling, it's hard. It's hard to keep your eyes open when you see them on a descent. It's hard to see a yellow rider on the ground and thinking, is it her? Yeah, but really you just want them to be happy. So if it comes to the end of a race and she's happy, that's great. And if she's not happy, you just want to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the main role you have as a mom, Emma.
I do think knowing a bit about triathlon and kind of nutrition. I was a PE teacher until a few years ago, so sport I've always known a little bit about sport, and yeah, I think that's probably helped. Not push her, because I didn't want to push her. I wanted to let her drive it, and she certainly did. But just to know that how they fuel themselves, to eat healthily, but also to do lots of things outside cycling. And my theory was always really school has to come first. And if you can cycle after school, that's good. But really, while you're young, school is number one.
They like to hear that story. Uh-huh. And where's the line between you being a mom, Emma, and you being her biggest critic? Or has that role like evolved? Or were you more like one of the parents that was at the sideline and like just do your thing? Because with ex like high level sporters as parents, it's always 50-50. Or you have like the ones that are super involved, a bit too much, let's say it that way. Or do you have the guys that are waiting on the sideline and thinking like, she'll be fine?
I think I'm a bit on the sideline. To start with, once she got into cycling, she always wanted to go to national competitions, and we were like, no, you can just ride in Yorkshire, and do these races first. And she always wanted to go to the velodrome, and she pestered and pestered for maybe a year or more to go. And we were saying, it's too far, you can't go there till 10 o'clock and then get home at 11 p.m. and go to school. So we kind of did hold her back a little bit. I remember her wanting to go to the Nationals, which was the cyclocross, and she was an under 14. And she said, I'll make a deal with you. If I finish on the podium at this week, you'll take me to Pembury, which was probably a 6-hour drive away. And we thought, yeah, sure. Yeah. We thought there's no chance. And she came across the line third with her arms in the air and she said, Pembury!
Oh my God.
And that was her prize. So we kind of had to start doing the national thing earlier than what we perhaps thought. But yeah,
Well,
I did get involved in the junior team though, and I enjoyed that a lot. When her and a friend Kat were in the Shibden Hope Tech, Kat's dad was the leader of the team, and he did a fantastic job, Tim. But for all the race trips, I would go and do the cooking. So we'd maybe have 15, 20 athletes, 15 parents, and I'd go with great big pans of food. So I liked to be involved, but the racing wasn't, I couldn't offer anything with the racing. I just had to say, good luck, do your best, stay safe. Yeah.
well, that's already something. And who's the most competitive in the family on a casual family bike ride?
Imogen will say it's me.
You will say it's Imogen.
I'll say it's her. Her dad's a good cyclist too. And her sister is just getting into triathlon. So now her elder sister, she's doing the half Ironman in Warsaw soon. So yeah, they'll all blame it on me, I'm sure.
Oof, that's interesting family rides, I can imagine.
Yeah. Lovely family rides. Yeah. As if everyone liked to cycle so we can go out and have cake together.
Well, super nice insights already. But yeah, of course, well, it's now a bit different than in the junior days because Imogen is not living at home anymore. Actually, she's living quite far. So yeah, how hard is it to support someone who's like most of the time away from you?
Yeah, it is hard, and I think every mum feels it when their children leave home. It's sad, but you want them to fly their wings, you want them to be independent, and that's what you encourage them to be. I went over to Girona with Imogen and Kat when they first moved into their flat and helped them move in and did the IKEA trip and bought the food and got them set up. But yeah, I think as a mum, you're just proud that they can do it on their own and they're driven to eat healthily and to look after themselves and to recover and rest and get good sleep and see their friends and, balance grown-up life, really. But yeah, it is hard. We speak a lot. I spoke to her this morning. We speak most days, just quickly. Yeah. And visit, it's always nice to have somewhere to go that's sunny when it's raining in Yorkshire. So Girona is a nice place to visit, so I've got no complaints there.
Yeah, also nice. You also go to some races. I saw you in the spring, and yeah. So do you like to do that? And
yeah, it's lovely to follow them around. So when we can, we do. I think last year I went to Roubaix, which she rode, and that was just amazing to see her come into the velodrome. And then when she was selected for the Tour, that was a big surprise. So we thought we can't miss this. So we had a lovely holiday following the Tour. And the team are always great to have welcome in and have us around a bit. It's nice. Yeah, it's funny to be away and let everybody else look after her and just give them a wave. It's a bit strange after what you were doing before. But yeah, I love to go and support.
yeah, and then again, a little bit more back to what it was like before. Like, how involved were you when, like, yeah, people started to notice, like, oh, she's quite a talent when, like, yeah, contracts, agents, like, arrive. How did all of that go?
Imogen is super independent. She always has been. So she did a lot of the calls on her own. She did a lot of the chatting to her agent on her own. And we were just there as a sounding board, really. And we couldn't advise her because we didn't really know about the teams, but she had lots of offers and she just went with Visma because she was just clicked with them and they've been so fantastic to date. So yeah, it was a really good choice. And they look after them so well. But it's hard. So the first time she went to meet the team, it was in the August before she was a stagiaire. And one of the DSs, Jan Boven, got in touch and said, "Oh, she's only 18. We can't put her in a hotel like everybody else. She can stay with me and my family." So she stayed with him for a week in the Netherlands. And for me, that was just such a lovely start that someone was looking out for her from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a nice story. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you all already mentioned like school comes first. So how does it actually do like in the later years when like you go to like the bigger races, like get the results? How do you keep that being the reality?
We were very lucky that school were very supportive. So when she would go and travel, she'd miss lots of lessons. But because it was after COVID, schools had got lots of their lessons already recorded, so they could sit in the car. She had a wooden desk on the back seat in the car, so she'd have a laptop and she'd work for 6 hours on the way to Belgium and work back again. So her and Kat were often in the car or the van just working next to each other. And yeah, it obviously compromised things, but she got amazing A-level results at the end. Because you never know, do you, when cycling's going to end and when you're going to need your exam results. So she has a place to go to one of a very good university in the UK to do chemical engineering, I think. She's deferred it, and she can continue doing that for many, many years. So that's quite nice, that she's got what she needs. But yeah, it's super hard for the girls that are travelling from the UK to the continent to keep up with their work, because usually it seems that all the cyclists are quite academic as well, or in my experience they were. So yeah, that last year when they were second year junior is very, very hard, I think, for all the riders. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you said, Emma. It's just like, I mean, it's a cycling career. It can be over tomorrow. I mean, of course, God forbid, but you never know, and then you have to rely on something. So
Yeah,
at that age.
Yeah, it's very hard to see them, but there's nothing you can do. So you can provide them with all their food, you can be the taxi, you can do all their washing, you can make everything else as easy for them as possible. Even take them to school to give them half an hour extra in bed. But they've got to do everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's at a certain point they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice, already a nice introduction to mom's life we had. Saar, what do you think? Shall we like shift a little moment to the latest news in women's cycling?
Yeah, maybe just to go back to the Vuelta first, actually, because Imogen raced that one. So you maybe want to tell us how it go. Of course, they already lost their leader after or one of their leaders after day one. That's what we know from the outside, but tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, I think it was a tough Vuelta with the weather. My husband went out to watch. He had on his motorbike, and my parents were both there in their camper van. So she had lots of support, which was great. It was a very sad start because I think Imogen's job was to look out for and help Marianne for the week. She did very well last year in some good lead outs and helped Marianne win a stage last year. But in the last 10K, there was a nasty crash which involved a girl going over the barrier, and there was Imogen crashed there, and that was played quite a bit on social media. And Marianne actually crashed further down and broke a collarbone, which was really sad. But Imogen really enjoyed it. It was really hard, but she enjoyed it. She said the team vibes were just fantastic. They're so together as a team and they really get on well together. And I think 5 of the team were the same as the tour, the team from the tour. So they all know each other really well and work for each other well. But yeah, it was good. I wasn't looking forward to watching the final climb, the Angliru. I just thought that was brutal. She said it was the hardest climb she's ever done. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most probably it was a historic moment for women's cycling as well. So yeah, that was quite special.
Yeah.
But yeah, as everyone remembers, we the royal we did a 1-2 there. So yeah, the guests are like, we need to keep it up. And then now we arrived on another Spanish race, which is Navarra. And we have another winner that's quite known to you as well, Emma. Kat Ferguson took the win there.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah, super nice to see. Like after a break, she's back and winning again immediately. Super nice. Bit of a double one with a nice long attack of Nadia Gontova. She was in the break, I think, and then she was solo for quite a long time. Like the gap was also like staying quite stable. Then we had Lippert who like launched an attack, but it was sort of like shots patat somewhat, and then the gap grew again, but then it was mainly Movistar pulling, bit of support from Little Trek, and then it was gone for her. But still, nice to see that one she rides loose and the other one takes it. So that was a nice race to watch.
Yeah.
And a live stream also, big plus.
I didn't know there was a live stream. I'd have watched it if I did.
Yeah, I was a bit late, but I put it on the She Rides social, so I tried to do it, but mainly is during the race when I'm sure the live stream is actually gonna function, because I think it was running already for half an hour and there were just no images, and then all of a sudden it just popped up, and then we had something like 50k to go or something. So yeah, nice. But yeah, actually we had the Vuelta, but like the Spanish block is like only about to start, or that's what it feels like, because we have Itzulia coming up as well next week, which is some hard racing, obviously, again. I don't know if you looked at the parkour already, Sof, or...
No, I haven't looked into it in detail, but yeah, well, it's Itzulia, so enough said about that. It's yeah, well, it's probably not for sprinters. If you see the participants list as well, don't know if you've ever been in Basque Country, Saar, but it's not gentle for cyclists, I think. And then immediately followed by Burgos, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically,
Okay, so I
the
do have the
Vuelta.
profiles here, actually. So stage 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 category climbs and 1 second category climb. And the final climb is on like about 9 to 10 kilometers from the end, which is a 3rd category climb. It all looks very hilly. Then
It is.
stage 2 has again 5 3rd category climbs, but they are also like uncategorized, because the last official climb is on more than 30k to go, but yeah, there is clearly some hilly parts in there.
Spanish flats to finish the race.
Yeah, but at least
I looked.
Yeah,
there's 2,500 meters of climbing on both day 1 and day 2, so it's probably relentlessly climby, and it's 1,800 meters on day 3, so slightly easier third day.
It's gonna be yeah.
It's you know it's always, you think like, oh, it's short because it's Basque Country, but they're so nasty and stingy that those and the categories in Itzulia are always like, oh, this is 3rd category, and then you look at it as like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
but hey,
be
at
reasonable.
least like a good thing about Itzulia is at least they put it enough QM points in the stages, because at the Vuelta you weren't there, Kristof. I talked about it with them, but at the Vuelta it was like, come on, there's like so many opportunities to hand out some QM points, and I love Paula, super nice. She has an extra jersey in her closet, but I always prefer if like a not GC overall winner can take the polka dots. So at least we have lots of them here. So that's something.
Yeah, if you do it like that, it's basically the one who finishes on Angliru the first is like most likely even to take the comp jersey as well. Which, think about it, organizers. Like a minor criticism.
Yeah. But I always love these Spanish races to watch. Haven't been there myself, not really planning to, for sure not on a bike. But like to watch, always always nice stages. Maybe you can go over like the participants list. Only Canyon SRAM has like, I think, and UE have, and Phoenix Cofidis as well have like the rosters confirmed. That's early. Like for the Vuelta, we had it like 1 day beforehand, fully complete.
Yeah.
So that's quite early already.
I can confirm the high-tech roster, Saar, but they will not probably play a GC role. But
yeah,
anyway.
Laura is racing. She was looking
Yeah,
forward to
Laura.
this one. Not.
Yo. Itzulia and Laura, I don't know. It's not a perfect marriage.
Yeah, no, it's maybe a bit hilly as well. But for AG, we have our Julie van der Velde, of course. Always nice. She will probably have to have some work to do for a Moolman, who is like on the not on the biggest climbs, but like on the little smaller ones, like you can call it a hill, but the thing between hills and climbs, call it what you want. She was looking very well in the Vuelta, so will be nice to keep an eye on her. For the moment, Justine Jacquet is also on the participants list, so it would be good if she, after her Sanremo crash, can make her return and feel like actually good on the bike. That would be nice for her. For FDG, we of course have Juliette Berthet. I expected her to like do well, but in the Vuelta, like on the Angliru, she really, really surprised me. So also excited to see what she's gonna do right here. Just gonna pick some highlights. Caroline Anderson is on it as well at the moment, so could be a comeback after the ronde, which would be nice for her, of course. I don't know, Neve Bradbury. I don't know if she crashed or something during the Vuelta, but she wasn't completely up there, so that's question mark. Niedermayer maybe. As well, Little Trek Bauernfeind was definitely not bad. Marcus, of course, had a big crash herself, but was in the break on the final stage. Super surprised, by the way. Not surprised, but like a very decent Vuelta by Luz Adries also. Like the first stages, still the last two, of course. But she was in like on the hilly stages. She was consistently in that top 10, so also very good. Leopard is doing this one as well. Also Lhasa, also good racing on the big climbs. Misha Bredewold there as well. Maybe look out for Cavalar as well. She did well on climbs as well. Yeah, Petra Sjasny. Don't think it might be long and steep enough, and we don't really have like finishes up the hill, but like could be good training, all the going up and down part. UE, Paula gets some rest, and they probably like Vlodarczyk will be their leader, I guess, if I'm looking at the roster. Lots
She'll
of
be
classes
close.
racing as well. She was also doing well. Yara Kostelen will be there if these rosters are correct, because otherwise they won't.
Yeah, Phoenix is confirmed, Saar.
Yeah, Phoenix is confirmed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Phoenix is confirmed.
Valieres is on the participants list for the moment as well. And then Dubot Prévost, she's also been doing some good racing, so always like wildcard pick to watch out for. Alerud, then let's see. Is there a name you can give us from High Tech who's gonna do a good result, or you're like not completely the roster for this kind of race?
It's World Tour, Saar.
But
I
like
mean, a good result is like top 20 or something
yeah,
in a
top
stage.
20.
So that would be nice. Yeah, well, we have Julia Borgström at the start, like the brand new rider that came over from Kassein Fietshuis. So she should be able to do something. And then Magdalena Lind is at the start as well. And she should be fine. Let's see what she can do on a World Tour level in a race like Itzulia that should suit her. And then, of course, then you have Laura as the third rider. Probably not her terrain. And who was the fourth one? Oh no, I forgot. What a shame. Now I'm thinking very fast and looking where it is. Yeah, but anyway, it's probably Julia Borgström and Magdalena Lind to watch out from the high tech team. Stine Nordheim is back after a nasty injury. So yeah, it's her first race back. True.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah. I feel like after a long time we should do a 1-5-10 prediction again. Are you okay to do it, Emma?
Yeah, but I'll give it a go. I had a little look at the start list or what's there at the moment.
Well, I think you're close
She
to one of the most enthusiastic guests to actually do this prediction, so that's very
and
nice.
I saw her like secretly paper shuffling as well. So I'm very curious what kind of preparations you did here, Emma. Like you're outclassing us probably.
No, I just wrote down a few names that I thought they may be going well. Visma aren't riding. This is the one that they sit out. You can all each team can choose one. I think World Tour team that they don't do, and this is such a busy time. They've chosen this one, I think.
Yeah, it's from Vuelta to Giro. It's just like everywhere.
Yeah. So very difficult to kind of with the smaller teams or with not, for some teams without huge numbers, I think.
Yeah, I think for every team it's already hard, so still need to look into how we can make this period a bit lighter on the teams. And as well, like we just heard that Tour de Romandie is cancelled for the women's this year, so which is in September. So the men's race that went on, and then it's on a pause, but
that's what happens with a pause usually in women's cycling. A pause then becomes definitive.
So
but let's hope it's not the case.
Yeah.
And then the reason why, Saar, it's like to save money and there's financial troubles.
The sponsor that covers like I think 70% of the race of the women's race, of course. They pulled out.
Yeah, because I was thinking if you want to like save money, then just scratch the men's race. It's going to be a bigger economy than scratching the women's race. But that's just my 2 cents.
I guess separate sponsors because they could already say that for sure the men's race will happen next year.
Of course.
That's always like but just to say again that there are barely any World Tour races left at the end of the season because CIMAC Ladies Tour isn't CIMAC Ladies Tour anymore, but it's anyway it merged with the men's race, but the name is not Tour of Holland anymore.
Okay, good.
It's an Eco Tour, maybe. I think it's something like that.
Then keep Tour of Holland
but
in
it's
the
not
end.
World Tour anymore. So
The only solution is put the Giro or the Vuelta in August. I mean, that's what we're trying to tell here now, like for 6 months or over a year.
It would be good because like we now see at the men's Giro, the weather is super shit. It rains, it sucks. And then when the men do the Vuelta in August, it's way too hot. And everyone is like, oh, we can't do it to them, but it stays this way. And they could perfectly like do it. It would benefit the women's calendar. We could have the Vuelta as it is right now or move it up a little bit. And then we could have the Giro in August or like something September or something. And then like that could be like good for the women's calendar and like also for maybe riders' health and sanity. So it was a changement how only the UCI can do it. Like, you guys want us to change something? Let's do this and then not do the right change. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times already, but
I think we did. I can't recall, but we might have.
Okay, but to get back to the prediction, well, maybe the best prepared one can actually start her prediction, right?
You think that's me? So, well, on 10, I think Lauren Dixon's doing really well in her first year in World Tour, but also Mackenzie Copeland. I think that terrain would really suit her too. So it's one of those, but I'll go for Mackenzie Copeland, and I think to win on 10, and on 5, how about our world champion Magdalene? I think it's the terrains. A lot of the days look like the World Championship courses with all the constant climbs, and there was those constant climbs of the world. So I thought that's probably going to suit her. I don't know if she's fit enough to be on 1 just yet, but on 1, Misha Bredevold. I think she came up on the podium last year. I don't know where, but I think she was up there. So Misha Bredevold, maybe. I was going to say Liana Lippert because she was going well at the Vuelta. I was going to say Juliette Berthet, but I think Misha Bredevold. I really like her.
Nice pick too, because this parcours should suit her.
Yeah, Itzulia
She won
lost.
Amstel, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Itzulia last year she won stage 1 and 2.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay. I only looked at the GC. Okay.
Yes,
Nice picks.
was second
Oh.
in GC, so might be on to after Vollering. So yeah.
Yeah,
And
not a shame.
No. And you want a wild card?
Yeah, maybe.
Go for it.
So I'm going to go for Axel de Beauprevot, Pauline's sister. I think she's done some quite strong attacks, which we've seen. I don't know what race, but I think I've definitely seen her off the front. And I think it might suit her too.
Nice. Doesn't remind me, Kristof. Itzulia is World Tour, so it means we also need stars. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we need stars. Oh.
But you already have your wild card, so that's good. Do you want to go, or do I need to compensate on making you suffer?
No, I'm fine, Saar.
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah. Well, I mean, our picks will be more boring than Emma's pick. I mean, she stole the show already with 3 nice names, actually. I have to admit that. So on 10, if she starts, I go for Justine Hekire, just some Belgian flavor. On 5, I go for Evita Music. And on 1, I go for Vlodarczyk.
Yeah. I'm just doing research on someone for a second. I feel like I need to come up with something. On 10, yeah, no, I'm just gonna do Wise. Who cares? Lotte Klaas. I think she probably needs like the climbs to be a bit longer to like really like get more to the front of that top 10. But I feel like she's like on Sporza there were a lot of interviews where she was saying like, I'm really training how to ride in the peloton to stay in the front, and I was like, ooh, girl, that's working quite well. She also managed to not lose time in the early stages of the Vuelta, so I'm like, I think she can like secretly just get herself in that top 10, like follow, but still get that nice result. And then on 5, the question is, do I want to really go crazy? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, come on, do it.
Yeah, okay, but the next one is not gonna be crazy. The first one is gonna be really wow. So on 5, Justine, just because, yeah, Giro or Tour, whatever she'll be riding, will probably be lots of helping Sarah, although Sarah will definitely hope that Justine can do some nice things as well. But I feel like, yeah, she can go for GC here, and yeah, nice. And then on 1, I'm gonna go with a Spanish rider. It's gonna be Ostolaza.
Okay, now you're gonna think my joker is like the bad pick, because I had Ostolaza like as a potential joker,
no,
like as a potential wild card. So now you're gonna complain again about my choice of wild cards. Yeah, here we go again. Okay, but that's good. I already have another wild card.
Last
Good.
stage of the Vuelta, you picked Music, and I let that one slip. So I feel like you can do better than Ostolaza.
In my eyes, she's a wild card because she had already a lot of opportunities, and still so far she didn't take that like final step she should
but she was
take
4th
that
in
she's
GC
capable of. So
in the Vuelta overall. Is that not taking your opportunities?
See, this is what happens every week, Emma. I mean, it's with those 18-year-olds, you know. always venting their opinion. If you ask them or not, they just give it.
Well, I decided we would do stars. So, like, while Emma gives her stars, you can think about a better wild card.
I have my better wild card already. Everything is written down.
Fast
Yep.
thinking.
So what do we need to do? Find some stars.
Yeah, so the first one, so it's like the graphic you see on like the socials. So it's like the top favorite gets 3 stars, then 2 stars for the 2 just underneath, and then 1 star for 3 riders, and then your wild card, but you already gave that one.
Okay.
But I can
you
start
say the
if you want
same
to.
name? Oh yeah, you start, Kristof.
Yeah, I have everything written down. So my 3 stars go to, of course, Flodarchik. My 2 stars, Saar, is Misha Bredewold and Berthe. 1 star for Ostolaza, Muzik, and Valieres. And my wild card is Julie Begot.
That's a good wild card.
Thank you. I needed that.
Okay, so are we different names to before? So
no,
it's stars, Emma. So that's
okay. So 5 stars for me is Misha Bredewold.
Yeah.
2 stars is Juliette Berthet and Liana Lippert. Is it? And what's the next one? 1 star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1 star, I'm going to go for. I haven't got the start list in front of me, so I'm going to have to still say Lauren Dixon and Mackenzie Coupland.
And 1 more.
1 more, and Magdalene Valieres.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a preparation, so I'm just gonna wing it. Well, 3 stars. Let's say, to have another name, Liana Lippert. Then 2 stars, Misha Bredewold and Juliette Berthet. Then 1 star, think. Let's say Alerud. Ostolaza, of course. And Moolman. And then wildcard is gonna be Nina Buisman.
Wild.
But she did do well in Tour Down Under. So I'm like waiting for that to return, and then all's gonna be well. I feel it.
Yeah, it's been a while Tour Down Under.
I think I've had her as my wildcard before. But
yeah.
Let's see.
Sure.
Okay, so let's move over back to our guest, who made already a very interesting analysis about Itzulia, but I'm sure she has more to tell, right, Kristof?
I think so. Well, she's a very involved mom in the podcast. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I love listening to your podcast because when the riders go up from junior to World Tour or Continental level or just senior level, you don't really know anything. I didn't know what the races meant. 1.1, 2.1. You don't know anything. You don't know any of the riders' names because you only know the juniors' names. It's a whole new world to try to learn. So you've helped me a lot. Helped me learn quite a lot about the sport.
Yeah, lately I have to switch mentally a lot as well, from like the junior peloton and back to the World Tour peloton. It's like, whoa, where am I with my with my thoughts right now? Because it's a completely different world. So Emma, let's talk a little bit about the emotional weight of being a mom of the next big thing, or a superstar, or a very good World Tour cyclist. So of course she gets a lot of hype as the next big thing in British cycling, together with Kat Ferguson and Gareth Lloyd. So how do you protect her from the pressure that label will carry with her, or can you protect her, or are you allowed to protect her? Is maybe also a good third question.
I would like to protect her from the pressure. I would like to help take pressure away if she feels the pressure. I don't think she feels too much pressure. And if she does, she doesn't let it know. I think as a mum, you just want them to be happy and to talk to you if things don't go well, because most of the time you don't win because and most of the time it probably doesn't go exactly as you want it to go. So I think just as a mum, you want to be there in the good and the bad and the not so good. So yeah, it is hard. I do find it hard as a mum when she's disappointed. So when there has been her biggest disappointments, you're kind of really there, you're preparing with them. And then when it goes wrong, you just want to comfort them, say, it's okay, there's another one. But it's still really hard not to go to sleep thinking about it, or not to wake up thinking about it, because she's your daughter. Yeah, that's true. And there have been occasions when it's been super hard. So she was going really well for the World Championships when she was a junior, and she'd done so many things, and she was getting her all-time best powers and everything, and she was just so up for it. And I'd even got up at 5 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning, because that's what time she had to get up and race day on a couple of occasions, and driven to the only flat road near us, which is nearly an hour away, so she could do the time trial, which was like the one in Switzerland. And she got on the start line and she set off, and her power meter didn't work. And she was riding to power, and she just lost her head, I think. And she was devastated. Not by her result, because she got a third, which was amazing, but she was just devastated that her race didn't go as she planned. And you can only put your arms around them and say, there'll be another day. And we love you. We love you whether you've won or you've not, whether you've come first or you've come last, you know. But it is hard not to really upset yourself as well. And I'm trying to get better at that, at distancing myself a little bit, because it's not my life, it's hers. But it is hard sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then something hard as well, like crashes happen. Conditions can be brutal, like we saw in the Flemish Classics sometimes. How do you manage your own fear on race day? Does it ever fully switch off when you're watching Imogen race?
It doesn't, no. No. And I don't think it ever will, however old she gets and does cycling, you know. After the time trial at the World Championships, there was a road race, and Imogen went off the road and down a ravine. And my sister-in-law rang me and said, I've just seen her, she's disappeared off the road, she's not in the peloton, what's happened? And I had no idea. And suddenly the peloton came past and Imogen was off the back, and I knew she got back on and it was okay. And when she finished, she just cried and said, I could have died, Mum. I had to carry my bike out and put it back on the road. And by then everybody had gone. And in that race, a young girl lost her life. Muriel,
that edition,
the Swiss girl.
yeah.
And that was the same race, and she didn't come home. I just felt really grateful that, you know, all was okay. But I don't think any parents can not worry, you know. And it's always worse when it's wet. You know, you think, when, you know, when the rains come in or whatever. But you've got to think they're doing what they love, and they're following their dreams.
Yeah. Can you watch it? Because you have parents that are not able to watch the race on television. Maybe when you're there on the course itself, you maybe feel like I'm like close by if something happens. But
yeah,
is it
that's
easy for you to
easier.
watch on the telly, like when she's in Rwanda, for example, or somewhere far away?
Yeah, it's okay to watch on the telly.
Yeah.
Yeah, until there's a crash. So on the Vuelta on the first day, and I saw that crash, I knew it was one Vismarizer. I didn't know which one it was. And I didn't know it was with Imogen until the following day, because I didn't speak to her that day. But I just knew she was okay. But it's hard to watch track, actually. When the riding, say, the elimination race, that's just horrible to watch.
Yeah.
I stand at the doorway in the lounge and then go out and come back. I say, is she still there? Yeah, okay, I'll watch this next bit. And I'm like this. So yeah, it's
She's
hard.
out.
She's out. Oh well, she did her best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And you already mentioned it in the beginning of the episode, Emma, that you were taking like educating all of your children like off the sport stuff, so off the bike stuff for Imogen's case, stuff that was important as well. But now that she's on an elite level, on a world tour level, so we all know elite sport is like all consuming. It's the only thing you do is ride, eat, sleep, repeat, basically. So can you make sure, or do you have like an influence to Imogen to make sure she has like a strong sense of who Imogen is beyond cycling, beyond the results she gets? Somewhere safe to land when things don't go well?
Yeah, I think that's really important. And cyclists, any sports people, miss out on a lot of things growing up. You're not there at family parties, you're not there for dad's birthday, you're not there for your best friends, and that happens a lot. But you're right. They've got to have lots of things outside cycling, and I think that's where your friends come into play. And Imogen has still good friends from school that she sees when she comes home, and now some of her best friends are living in Girona, and she has such a lovely time with them. So tomorrow she's setting off from Girona and she's riding to San Sebastian because she's got a few days unstructured, so she can do what she wants. That's like, don't you think you just need to rest a bit? She's like, no, we're riding San Sebastian. We're going bikepacking. So, yeah, she's doing other things as well. She's started doing some pottery. She's trying to learn Dutch. She bought a guitar. Yeah, she's doing that most days, I think. She said she's not very good, but yeah, it's hard.
It's kind of difficult, yeah.
Yeah, but I think as long as they have a love outside cycling, she's an avid reader, and will consume a book in a couple of days. So that's also really nice as well. And the cooking is a big thing, isn't it, as an athlete? And if you like cooking, that's great. And her and Kat cook a lot together, and I'm really proud with how they look after themselves and feed each other. And it's really nice that they look after each other as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's like you said, it's so super important, especially at that age, that they have something beyond cycling. Like I have a U19 girl that I coach, and then sometimes when she's like mentally like falling into like not optimal, I always say like draw something, because she loves to draw, and then she's super good at it. And then I said like, just send me a picture in the evening because I need to see the drawing that you actually did it. And then she's like, oh, my mind is clear again. So it's so important, especially for the youngsters. I mean, they're eaten up these days by food and weighing food, and then marginal gains and stuff like that. So, and one day they crashed, they got injured for 3 months, and then what do they do? So
it's important they switch off. And I also think as a parent, it's really important that home is a safe place. So when she comes home, we don't really talk about cycling because that's her job. And when the family come round, they often want to ask her about cycling, but I say 5 minutes and that's it. You can ask her about cycling for 5 minutes and then we can talk about everything else that everyone else has been doing. We're not talking about cycling because that's her job, and we don't talk about your job all the time, so that's not fair. Yeah, she's not just a cyclist, she's Imogen. Yeah?
Exactly.
So we've got to, even though I want to know lots of things, I don't ask.
Yeah, you're 100% right in that. That's a good attitude. And then Emma, what did back in the days, what did a car ride home look like after a real tough race or bad result for Imogen? Was it silent? Was she angry? Or do you talk through every moment with her after that?
No. We'd never
Usually
talk
not.
through the race.
It's a bad
with
idea
her.
usually.
Yeah, she wouldn't want to do that at all. She just, you could tell she'd be upset. You'd know what results she wanted to get, and if she wasn't maybe where she wanted to be, she'd be upset. So we just try to talk about other things, I think. Yeah. And also just tell them, it's okay. You've had some really good results so far, and it's all not going to go well. But yeah.
There's only one that wins, but there's only one that wins in the end. There's not 150 other losers that day. I mean, you did something good. You didn't win.
Exactly. But you've still got to tell them you're proud of them. I'm proud. You've done your best. That's all you can do. And I say that before all exams as well when they go to school. My son had his first A-level today, and I said, look, you've done your best and I'm really proud of you. And that's the most important message.
Yeah, as long as they work for it, as long as they put the effort in. If the result is not what it's projected, I mean, it's fine. I mean, if you're playing lazy, you don't get results. Well, there's no excuse for that.
Exactly.
But if you work for it, and then well, it's hard, or it's not the result. Okay, that's fine then. On to the next thing.
Of course, yeah.
And if she decided tomorrow she wanted to walk away from all of this, like I'm done with cycling, what would you tell her? What would you want her to take away from to take with her from everything she's been through up to now?
Well, I think she would take away lots of lessons with her. The strength of character, the determination, the commitment, the way that she's learnt to communicate with grown-ups at such a young age, the friendships, the loyalty, and the camaraderie of being together as a team. Those are lessons for life, whether you're in a cycling team or you're working in a cafe or you're working in a business. All those skills that you get through sport, it's so transferable. So I know she'd do well whatever she did. And that's why I wanted my children to be involved in sport, and to do things that are hard and to push themselves, because life isn't always easy.
No.
Life is often really hard. And I just thought, when my children are growing up, they're going to do hard things. They're going to do things they don't want to do. Because when they're older, they'll be able to grow from that. And they'll be able to go somewhere where they don't want to go, do things they don't want to do, but actually succeed in the end. So I think that's what they should take with her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important life lessons. What I see now with our youngsters, we like everything needs to be fun and needs to be nice and it's. But I tend to tell my two teenagers at home, like, but life is not everyday fun. I mean,
No.
so school shouldn't be everyday fun either. I mean, of course, make a nice time of it, but life is hard as well as
Yeah.
kids as adults. So you better be prepared then for when you grow older.
Yeah.
That's like you said, like when you face a
do
team
hard
sport,
things.
for example. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
learn to work together in a team sport. You will have conflicts with teammates, you will have conflicts with opponents, but you will work together, you will win together, you will lose together, and you will like develop a lot of skills easily.
Yeah, it creates that resilience in your character.
Yeah,
you can
I
get
think
knocked
so.
down again, but you can get back up again. It's that resilience and that determination and that work ethic. If you're a hard worker in cycling, you're a hard worker at school, and you're a hard worker in your job. Yeah. But it's not always very nice when you're saying, look, we're going to go on a bike ride today and it's 30 miles and I know you're only 10 and I know it's raining and very cold. Or you're going to do this running race. I know it's not very nice. It's very muddy. You get very dirty.
Yeah.
But, it does build that character.
It has to, because if it rains and hails on the day of Roubaix, I mean, the organizers are not going to say like, well, we move the race to tomorrow because then it will be sunny. I mean, you have to ride it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Saar. I was carried away with team sports now.
Why? Do you need to go now? Then you can like wrap it up after your section. Maybe that's smoother for the transition.
Yeah, oh yeah. I can go now, Saar. That was like the last question of the section, I think.
Yeah,
I will
that's why.
shut up then. But the most interesting questions are still coming, so I'm not gonna get to know Emma herself. That's for the last part. Damn it. But I will listen. But hey, Emma, it was super nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you too.
Yeah, probably we'll meet somewhere at the race start. Well, you probably won't visit a lot of junior racing anymore, but anyway,
No.
maybe at some world tour or some Belgian racing. So, but super nice to have
lovely.
met you.
Yeah.
I think this is a gem of an episode. This is what we needed. This is super cool.
Oh,
so
thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Saar, see you.
Bye.
Okay, so Kristof has left, so we're just gonna keep on going with the questions. So yeah, before we're gonna talk again a bit more about you, and completely different question. Like you've mentioned, like on family parties, it's like 5 minutes cycling, then it's all the rest. So what would surprise people about who Imogen is when all the cycling is eliminated from the conversation and the day?
What would surprise me of who she is? She's very fun, and she likes to party. Yeah, she likes to party with her friends and go out and go to festivals, and do what normal young people do. Yeah, I don't know. You wanted me to tell you something specific of an occasion,
I
or
think that's
no?
all.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And then like a future kind of question, like let's say post season 2030 or something, you're like looking back on the years she's had in the peloton so far. how would you want this conversation to go? Which specific things you'd want to be mentioned she had achieved, or like big goals that...
I think she really would like to have a long career in cycling, and she loves it so much. And I hope that happens for her, because that's what she wants. Yeah. Looking back, she had a great junior time. She won a Nations Cup at Binder, and she was world champion on the track. And I'm sure she'd love to to do more. She likes the classic races. I'm sure she'd love to win a classic in her career. Yeah, and I think looking back, she will never forget riding the Tour in the winning team with Pauline winning last year, and playing her part in that. You know, the girls all played a small part in that, and yeah, that will be a memory and we will remember forever. Yeah.
Does she have a dream classic to win?
If she was to win a classic, she would want to win Roubaix.
Yeah, it's
and I think it quite suits her.
Yeah. Really, it's quite a common answer. There's something so heroic about the cobbles and then the finish in the velodrome.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, so we've talked a lot about in this episode about you supporting Imogen and your other kids, of course, as well. But like, who supports you while you're supporting other people all at once?
Oh, well, my husband John, we often travel to races together, and yeah, so he's a great support, and the family are big support. She's got a grandma who's 82, on my husband's mum, and she's got both my mum and dad, and they were at every stage of the Vuelta, to the beginning and the end this year, and last year actually. So they're super fans too, and my brothers and sisters are very supportive too, and I've got some great friends. So yeah. So I went to Roubaix with two of my best friends, Laura and Hilary, and they're massive cycling fans. So that's really nice to share it with them. Yeah.
Good company to take there.
Yeah.
And then, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about what it is like to race an elite athlete?
Oh, I think people probably think it's easier than what it is. I bet people don't really appreciate the hours that goes into training, and it's not just your time that you're on the bike, it's the nutrition, it's the mobility, it's preparing for it, it's the washing your clothes afterwards, you know, it's washing your bike, it's all consuming, I think. So maybe they don't understand. Yeah, people who don't think it's as hard as it actually is.
Yeah, you live it from closer by to see what it all takes, and then that's something lots of people forget in cycling and outside of it all. Then it's easy to say like, why didn't you win this race? And then they don't see what all happened all behind the scenes. So I think that's a good one. And then last question to end with. So if we go back to the version of you that was just starting out in triathlon, and you gave yourself one piece of advice that you would now give to Imogen yourself, what would it be? Probably to rest more and to listen to your body. I don't think you realise, particularly when you're young, that you can actually make gains when you're resting. And you need that rest to make the gains of your training. To make them take effect, I think. So if you just trained every day, you probably body wouldn't take it on the same way that if you've trained and listened to your body and had the rest time as well. And sleep well. Sleep well. Try to anyway. Yeah. Nice one for the athletes and for mainly every people who's listening today in this crazy world. Imogen will laugh because she'll say, if it was up to you, I'd only do 5 hours a week, Mum. Well, yeah, super nice you were here today. Do you have like any races planned you will be going to watch in person, or does it all depend on teams, rosters, and stuff like that? I think I'll go to watch Tour Britain, because that's hopefully, we don't know where it is just yet, but it often is in Yorkshire, so that would be great. And Imogen hopes to ride the Tour Britain, I know. So yeah, so probably just that one. I don't have any other plans to go to any of the other races just yet, no. But yeah, if it comes close to home, it's always nice. It's and I think calendars have still got to be decided, because they say it took the first half of the year, and Imogen knew she was doing the Vuelta and the Classics, but then I think there's a bit of a break and more planning happening, so
So yeah. Oh, and I always go to nationals as well. That's lovely because you can see all the old junior riders that we helped with. So that's a nice race too.
Yeah. Super nice you were here today. Well, we now know the more complete story of Imogen, so it will be even nicer to follow her around other races and see what she gets up to. So that's a wrap for episode 74 of She Rides. A huge thanks to Emma for sharing her story today. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners. Follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind-the-scenes updates and more. Don't forget to check out our other episodes. If you've got any questions or topics you'd love us to cover, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for listening to She Rides, the podcast where women's cycling takes lead. Keep watching the fun, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.